Here's the one thing the media is missing on this story. We're not really free because the taxes only reflect a small part of the government's out-of-control spending. It is toxic and going to kill us, and we'll explain in a second. The spending is the real reason that there are 2,000 tax day tea parties taking place this coming Wednesday. But the media is like, what? The taxes aren't that bad. The mainstream media doesn't get it. They'll report on the tea parties just as, they're just a bunch of whack job Republicans who only care about taxes on the rich. Where were they with George Bush? Some of us were saying the same thing. Oh, they only care about the millionaire tax on individuals. Yeah, in New York making $200,000 or a couple making $300,000 here in New York is a millionaire's tax. I don't think they know the math. A third of the average New Yorker's cell phone bill now goes to taxes. Smokers, like those in Rhode Island who are ticked off at their state cigarette tax, it's going to rise to $3.46 a pack. Yeah, there might be at the rally. The highest in the country, by the way, for that last tax. Or how about this one? The 10% tanning salon tax in Utah. The proposed streetlight user fee that would add $51 a year to electric bills in Washington, D.C. The 3% bed tax on anyone silly enough to spend a night in a hotel room in the state of Nevada. That's known for Las Vegas, which has the largest hotels in the world. If the tea parties were only about taxes, I got news for you, they'd be able to make a great case for them. Because Americans pay more in taxes than on food. They pay more in taxes than they do on clothing and housing combined. But the tea parties are not about taxes. They're about the reason for the taxes, which is an out-of-control government that cannot control its own spending. Add up all of the bailouts so far, and Congress, the Treasury Department, and the Fed, both Republicans and Democrats alike, have spent, lent, or guaranteed a total of $12.8 trillion. That is an amount practically equal to every dollar earned or spent in America in over a year. I said about a month ago on the radio, these tax tea parties, it's just not time for that. Meaning at the time that people didn't see this as a tax problem yet. The taxes aren't high enough yet. I am attending a tea party in San Antonio, Texas on Wednesday. I hope you join me there. Even though the taxes aren't there yet, they're coming. Since the government can now finance itself with debt, the Tax Foundation says that our unprecedented $1.5 trillion budget deficit means that the real tax freedom day will not be until May 29th. That is 45 days from now. That means you have to work an extra 45 days just to pay your taxes. And it's only going to get worse. According to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, Obama's proposed $3.6 trillion budget will produce record-breaking deficits of $9.3 trillion in 10 years. In other words, let me explain. The debt will almost double during Obama's time in office, just as it did during George Bush's term. It wasn't good then. It's not good now. I also almost forgot about the pesky issue of a $1.25, and this is a real number, quadrillion in total debt. Quadrillion dollars. It represents the worst-case scenario for our Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security obligations. But all hope is not lost, because when people stand up for themselves, miracles can happen. Great things can happen. A great example comes from Obama's home state of Hawaii. The state government there was dragging its heels on fixing a road inside of a state park, saying, it's going to take, where did I put my wallet and my hard hat? It's going to take a long time for us to be able to get that done. Well, it wasn't good enough for the people in Hawaii. So some local surfer dudes and business owners took it upon themselves to raise the money and complete the $4 million project without taking a single penny from the state. Good job, surfer dudes. If surfer dudes can do it, then surely the average American can do it. It is time to empower yourself, to find your own voice, to use it to remind leaders that if they cannot regulate themselves, we'll damn well do it for them. And it all starts this Wednesday, when people gather to say nothing about taxes, everything about spending. Stop spending our money.